As I continue our discussion on Afrocentric and Eurocentric education, one of the primary components of Eurocentric education is that you move forward one step at a time. Each step arises directly from the step before it, to which it is firmly connected. Once one has reached a conclusion, the soundness of that conclusion is proved by the soundness of the step by which it has been reached. In this process, each step must be justified. I remember the teacher putting a problem on the board. I would raise my hand with the answer. The teacher would say, "That's right, George. Now tell the class how you got that answer." Well, the silence was deafening because I didn't know how I got the answer. And she proceeded to humiliate me in front of the class because I could not verbalize a step-by-step solution to the problem. The truth is, many African Americans do not solve problems in that way. With Afrocentric thinking, the steps do not have to be in sequence. One may jump ahead or back and then fill in the gaps afterwards. One may work a problem from the back to the front, as well as from the middle to the front or to the back, or in any direction you choose. In Afrocentric education, you do not have to be correct at every step in order to be correct solution-wise at the end. When one jumps right to the solution, the soundness of that solution obviously does not depend on the soundness of the path by which it was reached. Nevertheless, the solution may be correct without having to depend on the path by which it was reached. It's kind of like a bridge. Building a bridge. The parts do not have to be self-supporting at every stage. But when the last part is fitted into place, the bridge suddenly becomes self-supporting. Eurocentric thinking is selective. It is selection by exclusion. One works within a frame of reference and throws out what is not relevant. In Afrocentric education, there are no negative or wrong answers. In fact, many times it may be necessary to be wrong in order to be right at the end. This happens to African Americans many times when they are judged to be wrong according to Eurocentric standards, and then found to be right when the Eurocentric standards of references change. Even if the frame of reference does not change, it may still be useful to go through a wrong area in order to which a position you might see the right area. That happens a lot, particularly if you get lost and went the wrong way, and by going the wrong way you found the right way. I'm certain that has happened to many of us. In Eurocentric education, one is looking for the best answer. With this approach, the brain freezes after reaching what it considers the right answer. It refuses to look any further. In Afrocentric education, we do not stop when we get to the best answer. we continue looking for as many answers as possible. We want to break down barriers that freeze our thinking process. An answer may very well be the best answer, but we want to look around some more. It may be that we come to that answer, certainly, but we did not close our minds because of what appears to be the best answer. We want to be free of those chains and those boundaries. Eurocentric education wants to consider only the reasonable answers. In Afrocentric education, we have no such boundaries. We also consider unreasonable answers. Why? Because unreasonable answers give us a new and different way of seeing a problem. Remember, people thought the ideas of Einstein, George Washington Carver, and the Wright brothers were unreasonable. And we all know what happened with that. History has showed us that not many great discoveries have come from anybody from Harvard or Princeton graduates. Even if unreasonable answers prove to be a waste of time, it helps to develop the habit of looking at problems in a new way instead of blindly accepting the most obvious answer. This process in no way presents or prevents one from using the best answer. It merely delays the most possible and most probable approach.